When it comes to classic Italian dishes, there really isn't one standard or one perfect way to prepare a specific dish. But don't tell the average Italian household that. They will all say theirs is the best. This includes Steak Pizzaioli. Most Italian pizzerias/restaurants will top a grilled or pan-fried steak with onions, peppers, mushrooms, and sauce, throw it under the broiler with some cheese, and serve it with pasta. Over the years, I've worked in many Italian restaurants and have cooked this dish in as many different ways. But since I'm limited in my ability to shop for specific ingredients because of the current coronavirus situation, I wanted to experiment a bit. Okay, I raided the cupboards and used what I had. That's what you gotta do under apocalyptic circumstances. So let's cook this New York Strip Pizzaioli. You're cooking with crank. Here's what you're gonna need. 1 New York strip steak, 1 bell pepper, 1 Italian long pepper, 1 yellow onion, 6 cloves of garlic. Oh yeah, I like garlic. Freshly grated Parmigiano Reggiano. Fresh parsley, 1 teaspoon whole oregano, 1 teaspoon Worcestershire sauce, salt and pepper, beef stock, chopped tomatoes, 2 tablespoons extra virgin olive oil, olio d'oliva. Okay, first we need to do some prep. Cut the bell pepper into long julienne strips. Since this is dinner for one, I won't use the whole pepper. You can julienne the long pepper also by cutting it diagonally. Julienne the yellow onion by cutting it in half through the root and cutting it into thin slices along the grain. Now slice the garlic. For this dish, I want thin slices. I already have chopped garlic in the jar of peeled tomatoes I prepped the other day, so loads of garlic in this dish. Remove the stems from the parsley, then chop. Then grate about a 1/4 cup of Parmigiano Reggiano. Okay, now let's prep that beautiful New York strip steak. No need to tenderize this cut of meat. Dry rub a generous amount of salt and pepper on both sides. Rub it in so it adheres to the meat when it hits the oil. Get that skillet on the fire and add a couple tablespoons extra virgin olive oil. Once the oil is hot, almost to the smoke point, slowly add the steak to the pan. Careful not to splatter the oil. The burn unit is busy with corona cases. We want a nice sear on both sides to seal in that flavor. About a minute or 2 on both sides. Now pull it when the steak is still rare in the middle. Time to add the peppers and onions, a pinch of salt and pepper, and keep those veggies moving around. You can add the oregano now too, about a teaspoon. If the veggies absorb the oil, add another teaspoon of oil and then add the garlic. Sauté till the garlic has a chance to release some flavor. Most recipes call for a deglaze with white wine. My personal recipe calls for a Chianti. And eventually I will release that to the world. But for this dish, since I'm clearing out the cupboards, I'm using a 1/2 cup of beef stock to deglaze. Add about a teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce and let that beef stock come to a boil. When it begins to reduce, I'll add some of the peeled, chopped tomatoes I prepped the other day. The link to that video is in the description. Most pizzaiolis will have more tomato sauce than this recipe. With this experiment, I used what was available. So it's chopped tomatoes instead of sauce and beef stock. Now it's time to put that juicy New York strip back into the pan. As the liquid reduces, the steak will continue to cook, but it will not overcook because we pulled it out of the oil at a nice, rare temperature. When that sauce reduces and thickens, the New York steak will be a perfect medium rare. pull it from the pan, and spoon the vegetables and sauce over the steak. Top it with the grated Parmigiano Reggiano and a little fresh parsley. This steak is perfect. Pizzaioli, or pizzaiolo, is a person who makes pizza. The procedure was invented in Naples to tenderize a tougher cut of meat. By searing the meat and cooking it in the sauce, it breaks down the fiber, making the meat much easier to chew. And there you have it, New York Strip Pizzaioli. A pizzaioli with a cut of meat that requires no extra help in tenderizing. Give this one a try, or experiment with your own version. Thanks for hanging out with me. You're Cookin' with Crank.